Man, look. I don't think Teofimo, hey, this might give my opinion. I don't think Teofimo want that. I don't think he want that action. But if he do, I damn applaud it. Yeah, I do damn applaud it, man. That's for damn sure. Man, my thoughts, man. First thoughts on this thing, man. This is going to be a hell of a fight.
Tim Bradley isn't mincing words, and he's seeing something in Shakur Stevenson that others might be missing. While the boxing world debates Stevenson's power, Bradley is convinced that Shakur has the precise tools to not just outbox, but genuinely hurt Teofimo Lopez. He's looking past the boring labels and pointing to a tactical danger that Teo might not see coming. This isn't just about styles making fights, it's about a specific weakness Bradley believes Stevenson is perfectly built to exploit.
Generation. That's going to be a problem, my big dog. I'm letting you know, and your fans know too. That's going to be a problem because Teofimo Lopez, you're not beating Shakur Stevenson. You're not. No. I know your habits. He knows your habits. He sees already how to beat you. He knows already how to beat you. I told y'all when Crawford told me, he's like, Tim, ain't no way he can beat me. I've already processed this. Same thing with Shakur Stevenson. He's that type of dude. Shoot, that last fight didn't convince y'all? Y'all, because y'all don't know what y'all looking at. See, a lot of y'all be going to these goofies channels and y'all be listening to these goofies. Come here and get the real. Come here and get the real, man. You ain't gotta subscribe. Just look, just get the information. Get the information from me, because I'm gonna give it to you 100. Teofimo Lopez, you don't think Shakur gonna be able to see that forward shift with the right hand and then coming with that looping left hook? You don't think he gonna be able to see that? Oh, how about that double right hand you like to throw against the southpaw? Yeah. Oh, that level change and you come up with that left hook. Man, come on, bro. This is too easy. This is too easy. Too easy. Ain't no way you beat no Shakur Stevenson. Too defensively savvy. Too technically sound. Too much speed. Too much confidence. Too much swagger in the...
The stage for this collision is finally set for January 31st in New York, and the stakes couldn't be higher. We aren't just looking at a unification bout. We are looking at a career-defining moment that will likely exile the loser from the pound-for-pound conversation. You have Teofimo Lopez putting his WBO super lightweight title on the line against the WBC king at 135 Stevenson. On paper, it's a logistical nightmare of weight classes and belts, but in reality, it's a grudge match between two fighters who desperately need to prove something to the public. Teofimo needs to prove he's still the takeover, and not a one-hit wonder who peaked against Lomachenko. Shakur needs to prove he can actually entertain a crowd and silence the critics who have branded his fights as glorified sparring sessions.
Real quick, Izzy, you should be in the middle.
I know I'm there. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Let's be real about the Shakur Stevenson problem. If you look at the comments section of any boxing news site, the sentiment is brutal. Fans have turned on him, especially after that performance against Edwin de los Santos in 2023. It was a win, technically, but to the public, it felt like a robbery of their time. He's been labeled a safety-first fighter, someone who is terrified of engagement. He barely got touched, but he also barely threw a punch that meant anything. This narrative has clearly gotten under his skin. You can see it in his social media tirades, where he's constantly battling trolls and claiming he's the victim of a double standard. But here is the danger in dismissing him. That boring style is surgical. He hasn't just been winning, he has been dismantling opponents mentally, making world-class fighters look like amateurs who don't belong in the same ring.
Number one, we know that Shakur Stevenson is one of the most technically gifted and sound boxers in the world, and he can make you miss and make you pay. Mostly he'll make you miss, make you look silly, and outbox you on the way to a 12-round decision. You've seen his record. He's 24-0, not the heaviest of hands, 11 knockouts. We know he's had problems with his hands. But in this matchup specifically, it's going to be a chess match. This is not a fight you watch to see two brawlers go at it. Now, anything can happen. We just watched Devin Haney drop Brian Norman Jr. after thinking, okay, the ways in which Devin Haney can win this fight are strictly by decision, moving his feet, getting on his jab, and fighting defensive to offensive. And Brian Norman, the only way he can probably win is by knocking Devin Haney out. That isn't what we saw. We saw Devin Haney step on the front foot for some of that fight and drop Brian Norman. So you don't really know what can happen here, but you would expect Shakur to be defensive to offensive. You'd expect Teofimo to be, I mean, he kind of does the same thing to a degree, but he's a little more offensive. I don't expect either guy to commit super heavy and get tagged by something or put themselves in massive danger, but this is going to, as Shakur said, show the levels of boxing, especially at 140.
Then you have the enigma that is Teofimo Lopez. Following his career is like watching a car crash in slow motion that somehow turns into a Formula One victory lap, only to crash again. He shocked the world by dethroning Vasyl Lomachenko, looking like the future of the sport. Then came the absolute disaster against George Kambosos Jr., a fight where he looked unprepared, distracted, and completely overwhelmed by the moment. He bounced back by destroying Josh Taylor to take the 140-pound crown, reminding everyone of his terrifying potential. But then, just as quickly, he looked pedestrian against Jermaine Ortiz and Sandor Martin. The rumors surrounding Teofimo are dark. We've seen the public divorce battles, the bizarre interviews where he claims he still has it while sounding unsure of himself, and the constant friction with Top Rank. The question isn't just about his boxing ability, it's about his head. Is he focused, or is he fighting ghosts?
I stay ready. I had to lose to win. That's what legacy is about. I had to lose in order to win. And I know now that I have this crown, ain't nobody gonna take it from me.
This is where Tim Bradley's analysis changes the game. He isn't interested in the drama. He's looking at the ghosts of boxing past. Bradley compared this matchup to the legendary second fight between Roy Jones Jr. and Antonio Tarver. For the younger fans, that might just sound like two old names, but the context is chilling. Roy Jones Jr. was the Teofimo of his day, an athletic freak of nature. He did things you weren't supposed to do. He lunged, he kept his hands down, he relied entirely on blinding speed and reflexes. He didn't need fundamentals because he was faster than God. Antonio Tarver was Shakur. He wasn't the fastest and he wasn't the strongest, but his technical fundamentals were perfect. He knew exactly where his feet needed to be and exactly when to throw.
Would Teofimo knock out Shakur? No. Can Teo adjust to the point where he beats Shakur? Yeah. You don't see how? Shakur hates slick and economic boxers. So does Teo. They both hate what each other are. Shakur looks great against volume punchers. De Los Santos sitting back and not being active, Shakur doesn't look good. That's when they say he's boring. The thing is, Teofimo Lopez is an excellent fighter. He beat Josh Taylor and Lomachenko. How did he beat Lomachenko? By being patient. Y'all sleeping on Teo. And it's at 140. Now, the thing what's wrong with Teo is Teo also looks good as a counter puncher when you are a volume puncher too. Another thing is Teo looks very great when he's dialed in. He fights more than Shakur. Shakur fights far more technically sound, and he's a more gifted fighter skill-wise. I'm leaning towards Shakur, but Teo can win.
Bradley points out that athleticism is a finite resource. It betrays you when you get tired or when you get frustrated. Fundamentals, however, never leave you. In that second fight, Tarver didn't overwhelm Jones with power. He caught him with a single, perfectly timed left hand because he knew exactly where Jones's head would be. Jones, relying on reflexes, couldn't react in time. Bradley sees this exact dynamic playing out in New York. He argues that Teofimo relies on that explosive stuff, the athletic bursts that look great on highlight reels but leave massive openings. Shakur, meanwhile, has the Tarver fundamentals down to a science. He doesn't need to be faster than Teofimo. He just needs to know where Teofimo is going to be before Teofimo gets there.
He can do it all. He can do it all too. Oh, who does that sound like? Does that sound like Terrence Crawford like I told you guys? Does that sound like that? Yeah, sounds just like Terrence Bud Crawford. Yeah. Ain't no damn way that Teofimo Lopez is beating Shakur Stevenson. Shakur about to go up in his house, about to go in his room, he gonna steal all them belts. He gonna steal all them belts, the Ring magazine, all of that, yeah. And he finna go up to 140 and do that. Go up into his weight class where he been comfortable at. Not testing the water at all. Cause he that gangster, that's what he is. He's that damn gangster. Yeah, But anyways, man, look. Y'all wanna sit there and y'all wanna play and y'all wanna, y'all wanna get behind y'all king, go ahead, get behind y'all king. But I'm here to let y'all know, man, y'all gonna get embarrassed once again. There's a certain group and crop of guys that's in the world today that's boxing. They got too much. They got everything. They got too much skill for a lot of these guys that y'all sitting here praising. And Shakur Stevenson is one of them. Yeah, he is one of them. He's a bad mama jama. Yeah, Yep, yes, he sure is. And I'm here to let y'all know. Bring it. Anyways, that's my time.
The idea that Shakur can hurt Teofimo sounds ridiculous to casual fans who look at KO ratios, but in boxing, the punch you don't see is the one that shuts the lights out. Teofimo has a habit of lunging in. He gets aggressive, he gets emotional, and he throws himself off balance trying to land the kill shot. Against a mover like Sandor Martin or Ortiz, this led to him swinging at air and looking foolish. Against a sharpshooter like Shakur, that lunge is a death sentence. Bradley believes Shakur can generate power not from muscle, but from the collision. If Teofimo runs into a straight left hand while charging forward, the impact is doubled. It's simple physics, but it's devastating. We aren't talking about a bludgeoning, we are talking about a sniper shot that drops a giant.
Teofimo showed you that he can fight inside, he can fight outside. He would have the advantage of power in this fight. You know one thing that I love about this fight, Bud? Shakur's very athletic, very talented. So is Teofimo. He's more explosive with power, but Teofimo is very athletic. He is very talented. You got two athletic guys, two talented guys. Again, Teofimo I would favor with the power. This is going to be interesting. I'll give you my breakdown. I'll give you my pick when it gets closer and I do all my film work. But I'll tell you, it's a lot to like about these two athletic, talented.
There is also the matter of defensive fragility. Teofimo has been dropped before. We saw Kambosos put him down. We saw him hurt against Martin. His defense is often his offense. He assumes he can hit you before you hit him. But what happens when he can't find the target? Frustration sets in. And when a fighter like Teofimo gets frustrated, he gets reckless. Bradley is banking on this recklessness. He envisions a fight where Teofimo spends 6 rounds chasing a ghost, getting popped with jabs, and then, out of sheer desperation, overcommits to a big right hand. That is the moment the trap snaps shut. That is the moment the boring technician lands the counter that ends the night.
I think it's one of those matches where you're sitting there and you're saying, how good is Shakur Stevenson? You know, how good is he? I hear a lot of people talking about him, but how good is he? You know, he's already accomplished or is a 3-division world champion already, 126, 130, 135. He has a chance to be, what, 4-division world champion already in his career? Man, I mean, look, I think it's a great opportunity, but the fight just has to happen. You know, style matchup, you got a defensive wizard versus I want to say somewhat of a freak of nature. You know, let me give some props to Teofimo Lopez other than, bashing him. Yeah. The kid has, on his biggest moments, has shown up. He has. He beat Taylor. He beat Lomachenko when everybody doubted him. And this is another opportunity that he likes. He likes these big old challenges. You know what I'm saying? To show up and defeat all the odds. So this is down his alley. Teo is very selective when he chooses to fight these men, So we gonna see if it's according to his calculations, if this is the right move.
It's a bold prediction because it relies on Shakur stepping out of his comfort zone enough to sit down on that counterpunch. He has to trust his chin and his eyes. If he fights too timidly, he risks letting Teofimo bully him and steal rounds on aggression alone, leading to a controversial decision that nobody wants to see. But if Bradley is right, we are about to witness a masterclass in the sweet science. It won't be a brawl. It will be a dismantling. It will be proof that in the end, discipline usually eats athleticism for breakfast.
Right? I don't know if it will. I mean, style-wise, I could see you having a little reservations, whether or not these guys will make for dynamite. They will make, for electricity. I don't know if they will, But I tell you what they will make for. 2 skillful fighters, 2 talented fighters, two fighters that are at a high skill level that will compete in the sweet science. I mean, Shakur showed aggression in his last fight against Cepeda, being elusive while being aggressive. Walking them down, fighting on the inside, boxing well, still being able to counter, still being able to control space, but also be able to go into tight quarters and not be afraid to show that he's good on the inside too, that he can make you miss and make you pay outside and inside. Shakur showed that. That was great. And people applaud him. I applaud him. We were sitting there ringside. I was sitting there actually with your sister, ringside, watching that fight. And it was a terrific performance. Shakur showing that dimension, showing that attitude, showing that competitiveness, showing that dog like people like to show or like to talk about, and they wanted to see in Shakur. Well, they saw it.
So as we head toward January 31st, forget the belts and forget the trash talk. Watch the feet. Watch the patience. We might be about to see the end of the takeover, not with a bang, but with a precise surgical strike that nobody saw coming, except apparently Tim Bradley. If Teofimo Lopez can't figure out how to solve the puzzle of pure fundamentals, he might find himself looking up at the lights, wondering how a guy with no power just put him on the canvas.
Shakur Stevenson all the way. I came up with Shakur. I used to train with him in Newark a lot. I did camps with him. I went to national tournaments with him. Like, me and him, like, slept head to toe before, like, in sleepovers.
Oh shit, I didn't even know that was your folks.
Bro,
Okay.
That's my folks, like, for real. So you already know I'm riding with bro. Like, I think he gonna scrape him. He gonna make that easy. I ain't gonna front. Shakur is a master boxer. You can't beat a master boxer. Defense win championships. So it is what it is.
Now, you said it's gonna be easy?
Easy. I think it'll be easy. I got that much faith in him, for sure.
So what is it about Shakur that we don't see, right? Because for me, I notice he's he's sneakily good on the inside. People don't give him credit for that.
Yeah.
The little sneak shots, the little shovel hooks and stuff like that. But what is it that you see?
Shakur,
Yeah.
for me, like, when I watch Shakur, it's his defense, one, but it's his range control of how he be literally right in front of you, but you will still reach or be like you're a punch over him or you're like a punch too short. And he'd be right in front of you, but that's all just like off him working off his lead foot, different ranges of his feet. So that's one thing I commend him for. One thing that he told me, and you can ask him yourself, he told me this. He said at the next level, the elite level, their feet work is insane. That man's feet work been insane since forever. So that's one thing that I watch and I take. I try to use my feet for defense, different things of that nature.
Decision and stoppage.
If I'm gonna pick Shakur, I'm gonna clean UD.
Clean UD?
Clean UD.
Is this the performance that shuts all the haters up?
Hell yeah. I thought the last one was the
Right.
Cepeda. Cepeda throw 800 punches a fight.
He gave him what they asked for. They said they wanted him to sit down and to fight in the trenches. He fought him in the trenches.
Exactly, and beat him at his own game too.
So, that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.